I will have a place in the world.
Evolution's the joke they hand you. Injecting your mind with their propaganda. It's an attempt to control the mind. Using ignorance to breed the blind. Masses oblivious to capital crime. Stripping up freedom one day at a time. Social security's excuse to be listed. I'm not a number or a statistic. The system's corrupt. I will resist. I grab the mic and raise my fist. Come on. All the odds against me being free.
Hey guys, Jason here, VEMA Region 5, giving my Facebook article updates for September 6, 2013. We'll start off today with a article out of RT News. It's at rt.com. DARPA goes deep, new Hydra project to see underwater drones, deploying drones. The sky is no longer the limit for U.S. drone warfare, with secret military research agency DARPA considering a conquest of the seven seas with an underwater drone carrier. America's Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, DARPA, recently held a presentation of its new Hydra unmanned underwater drone carrier project at Johns Hopkins University Applied Physics Laboratory. Prosper's Day was set to beef up interest from defense contractors. The Hydra's program will develop and demonstrate an unmanned undersea system providing a novel delivery mechanism for insertion of unmanned air and underwater vehicles with operational environments, says the Hydra Proposers Day website. Wow, this is coming on pretty quick. I mean, you know, we've gotten the drones in the U.S. right now. We got drones all over and using drones in the military. So why not have them in the water as well? Let's move on. Special report. This is independent.co.uk, The Independent. Special report. We all thought Libya had moved on. It has, but into lawlessness and ruin. A little under 2 years ago, Philip Hammond, the Defense Secretary, urged British businessmen to begin packing their suitcases and fly to Libya to share in the reconstruction of the country and exploit an anticipated boom in natural resources. Yet now Libya has almost entirely stopped producing oil as the government loses control of much of the country to militia fighters. Mutiny security men have taken over oil ports on the Mediterranean and are seeking to sell crude oil on the black market. Ali Zedian, Libyan's prime minister, has threatened to bomb from the air and the sea any oil taker trying to pick up the illicit oil from the oil terminal guards, who are mostly former rebels who overthrew Muammar Gaddafi and have been on strike over low pay and alleged government corruption since July. Now, this goes to show you, this is America spreading democracy for you right here. You know, Gaddafi was killing his people. He was treating his people wrong. So let's go in and spread some democracy and, you know, bomb the hell out of them. So as you can see, you know, 2 years later, Libya is just going into ruins. I mean, probably infiltrated with Al-Qaeda. Actually, the CIA probably hasn't sent Al-Qaeda into Libya because there's no use for them now. They already did their job and they're gone. So let me move on to another article. This is from Infowars.com. SWAT team takes on native-born terrorists in Florida exercise. A SWAT training exercise. This is by Paul Joseph Watson. A SWAT training exercise mounted by the Broward Sheriff's Office, U.S. Customs and Border Protection, and the FBI portrayed native-born Americans carrying out a terrorist attack on Port Everglades, part of the accelerating demonization of American citizens as domestic extremists. The drill was based around sovereign citizens attempting to steal a shipment of ammunition traveling through the facility by seizing hostages and planting bombs as part of their wider agenda to overthrow the government. I mean, gosh, man, this DHS, Department of Homeland Security, See Something, Say Something campaign is just brought to a whole new level. I remember when that campaign started over a year ago, all the commercials were portraying white Americans as the terrorists. I mean, the Department of Homeland Security under Obama's administration have already labeled returning vets as potential terrorists. If you believe in the end times, you're a potential terrorist. I mean, that's millions and millions and millions of Christians throughout the entire United States that are now suspected terrorists. This is from your government. Now, you'll see more and more of these drills taking place, I mean, until we completely go under. I'll move on to the next article. This is from LifeSiteNews.com. Frosh Week Insanity. Students chant praises of non-consensual sex with underage girls. September 5th, 2013. This was yesterday's article. In case anyone wasn't yet aware that Canadian campus culture is in need of some change, Frosh Week at St. Mary's University in Halifax recently provided a graphic case in point. The shocking Instagram video of the university's Frosh event is a PR nightmare on the institution, making national headlines thanks to the orientation officials' championing of underage non-consensual sex. Or that's what the Canadian press called it. Last time I checked, non-consensual sex was the definition of rape. It still is. This is what they were. I mean, what do you expect from a Catholic university? Okay. The troop of chanting boys yelled gleefully, "SMU, St. Mary's University. SMU boys will like them young. Y is for your sister. O is for oh so tight. U is for underage. N is for no consent. And G is for grab that ass." We'll move on. Maybe this next article will shine some light on the problem of this. This is local CBS Boston, boston.cbslocal.com. Number of reported rapes nearly doubles at Harvard University. Troubling new statistic has Ivy League women concerned. It's very frightening, says Harvard sophomore Emily Jones. She's talking about the number of reported rapes in Harvard's latest crime report, which has nearly doubled in the last year. In 2011, there were 12 confidentially reported rapes. In 2012, the number jumped to 23, and they all occurred on campus. That's a very serious statistic, says Jones. Wow. I mean, just in 1 year, double the amount of rapes. Let's move on. Let's go back to Infowars.com, another Paul Joseph Watson article. Video, Syrian rebel admits using chemical weapons. A video has emerged of an Operation Rebel militant in Syria apparently confessing to using chemical weapons in order to follow Osama bin Laden's mantra of killing women and children. The individual in the clip, Nadim Balouch, is a member of the insurgent group called Raid al-Abdin, which is active in the Latakia area of Syria. Balouch speaks of chemicals which produce lethal and deadly gases that I possess. Quotes, before going on to state, quotes, we decided to harm them through their women and kids. Now I would play this video, but you're just going to hear it in Arabic. So, but of course it's captioned in English. If you want to read further in this article and watch this video, go to Infowars.com. Let's move on to another Infowars.com. This is Alex Jones and Anthony Gucciardi. Senator Graham warns of nuke strike after missing warheads report. Senator Lindsey Graham has warned South Carolinians about the threat of a terrorist nuclear attack on the same day our exclusive high-level military intel revealed to us that nuclear warheads were missing, shipped to South Carolina from a major Texas Air Force base under an off-the-record Black Ops transfer. Wow. Found in the CBS report entitled, Graham Nukes in Hands of Terrorists Could Result in Bomb Coming to Charleston Harbor. So you can go and look up that. Just remember the title. This is CBS report. Graham Nukes in Hands of Terrorists Could Result in Bomb Coming to Charleston Harbor. The report details Graham's warning that a lack of military action in Syria could result in nuclear bombing in Charleston, South Carolina, the very destination of Black Ops nuclear transfer. The CBS report reads, he, Senator Graham, says if there is no U.S. response to Syria, Iran will now believe America's resolve to block Iran from developing nuclear weapons. Graham also says those nuclear weapons in the hands of terrorists could result in a bombing coming to Charleston Harbor. Wow, can you say false flag coming? I mean, people are leaving Syria in droves in the millions to the nearby refuge nations. I suggest people in South Carolina to do the exact same. Let's move on to the next article. This is from dailycaller.com. Iran threatens brutal attacks on Americans. Obama family if U.S. hits Syria. Wow. As Congress debates whether to support President Obama's call for a limited strike against Syria for the alleged use of chemical weapons, Iran is vowing to back Bashar al-Assad's regime to hilt to the hilt and threatening to unleash terrorism should the U.S. strike. Wow. Qasem Soleimani, the head of Iran's Quds forces, Wednesday told the Assembly of Experts, the body that chooses the supreme leader, that we will support Syria to the end. And I'm pretty sure it goes in pretty graphic too here. Here's him quoting. Hopefully Obama will be pig-headed enough to attack Syria, and then we will see the loss of U.S. interests through terrorist attacks, he threatened. And just 21 hours after the attack on Syria, a family member from every U.S. minister department, secretary, U.S. ambassadors, U.S. military commanders around the world will be abducted. And then 18 hours later, videos of their amputations will be spread around the world. Wow. There you go. This is out of theblaze.com. Next article, Iran aggressively recruiting invisible army of Latin American converts to infiltrate U.S. through soft belly of the southern border. Iran is recruiting an invisible army of revolutionary sympathizers in Latin America to infiltrate the U.S. through the soft belly of the southern border, U.S. officials and national security experts told The Blaze. And they're using one website in particular to do it. The Iranian regime's conversation efforts are becoming increasingly aggressive, especially over the internet, with the goal of conducting operations against the United States' interests in the Western Hemisphere. According to U.S. government officials who spoke on the condition of anonymity due to the nature of their work on the region. Wow, I mean, can you say another false flag coming? Let's go to my last article of the day. Iran plot revenge, U.S. says. This is at Wall Street Journal. The U.S. has intercepted an order from Iran to militants in Iraq to attack the U.S. Embassy and other American interests in Baghdad in the event of a strike on Syria, officials said, amid an expanding array of reprisal threats across the region. Military officials have been trying to predict the range of possible responses from Syria, Iran, and their allies. U.S. officials said that they are alert for Iran's fleet of small, fast boats in the Persian Gulf, where American warships are positioned. U.S. officials also fear Hezbollah could attack the U.S. Embassy in Beirut. While the U.S. has moved military resources in the region for a possible strike, it has other assets in the area that would be ready to respond to reprisals by Syria, Iran, or its allies. That's my news for today for September 6, 2013. Jason here at FEMA Region 5 clocking out, and I'll leave you with the song that I always bring you guys in on. Good website, federalexact.com. Check it out.
I will not embrace your new world order. 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 I will not